Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. So today I have a really cool review that's going to go down. My buddy Ryan is going to let me review his 01 Pontiac Trans Am.
Missing someone.
The special thing about this car is it has a freaking badass turbo. As you can see here, it's a S475. It's a stock bottom end 5.3 truck motor. It's a Gen 3. The car is making around 720 wheel. As you can see, it's got a fat tire on the back. But this car is super fast. The little bit that I have drove it already. It's well put together. It just got repainted. As you can see here, it's got some flake in it. Alright, like I said, it's a stock bottom end 5.3 liter. It's Gen 3. It has LS6 heads, stock LS6 heads, and a TIC stage 2 turbo cam. Makes 720 wheel horsepower on 17 pounds. Alright y'all, so I got this thing fired up. Ryan, how long have you had it with the turbo and everything?
On this setup, probably about a year now.
So far it's been super reliable for him. Anybody who knows 5.3 truck engines, the iron blocks hold up really good with boost typically, if they're tuned well. This car's been tuned by Steven Schoaf at SS LSX Tuning, and that is out of Concord, North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. The car has a TH400 transmission. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but he's got the Hurst shifter in here as well. All right, so like I said, the car makes 720 wheel horsepower, so it's definitely a handful. It's not like a 1,000 horsepower car, crazy, like blow you off the road, but it will definitely get sideways. I drove it back probably, well, it was cold. It was like in the 30s when I drove it. I mean, it would just light the tires up in second, and it's got some pretty tall gearing in it, so it definitely makes good power. So I don't know if you can tell right now or not, but the car, it does not have AC, so we have to keep the windows up for the sound purposes, but more of a bare bone street car. It is technically a street car though. He actually just took it to the track and he ran a freaking 6.1, and on that pass, that's an 8th mile by the way, on that 6.1 pass it bounced the limiter in first. So he's gonna take it back, and I think he's shooting for a high 5 or a 6 even, and I think he'll get it pretty easily. It feels like it has AC at my feet almost.
Good, let it just absorb it.
Yeah,
that's all you can
enjoy it while it's there.
Yeah.
Alright, so with this TH400 transmission, it's a 3-speed. So from first to second, you just pull it back straight, it'll go to second, and from second to third, you have to pull the lever and pull it back, and it'll go to third. And when we go back to second, you can just push it forward, and same thing with first. It took me a little bit of getting used to when I first drove it, but I feel like, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, you got a pretty dumb path.
I'm really hoping the camera can pick up on that turbo noise, because it is freaking intoxicating. Like I said, the car is making 17 pounds of boost, and you feel every bit of it. It's definitely a really fast car. With it being auto, you know, you're not missing shifts, and when you get it rolling up to speed, it just pulls and pulls and pulls and pulls. It doesn't stop. Get that turbo spool in one more time, a little bit. So driving the car, I don't know if you guys watched a review I did a few weeks ago of my buddy's 4th gen Camaro, but as far as steering response, you know, that's not what these cars are known for. You know, they're a little archaic when it comes to that kind of stuff, but it does work. I mean, this is not a car that you're going to take around corners, especially with this setup, because it's got skinnies on the front. But with that being said, I mean, it's not the worst I've ever felt. It's not like an old truck, but it's definitely not a precise handling machine. I think my favorite thing about this car is that it just works. You know, it's such a budget build. You take a freaking 5.3 truck motor that you can pick up, you know, for $500-600. Throw a a turbo cam, or if you went with a blower cam. Make big power and reliable too. Like I said, Ryan said he's had it on here for a year, and he's had really no real issues out of it. And he does take it to the track somewhat regularly, if I'm not mistaken. It's just a really good setup the way he's got it. All right, y'all. Fat kid got to eat. So this is dead middle of this video. We were out here, and the dang Nick's got him some. We were out here, and the ice cream truck rolled by, so we had to get some. What you think, Ryan?
You gotta be sure to mention this is where we broke down.
This is also where we broke down in the last video. Who knows? I wish this ice cream truck would have been here then. Yeah, the ice cream truck didn't roll by the last time we broke down out here. This is where we broke down the last video, yeah. All right, so we'll take it off of here again. Yeah, turning radius isn't the greatest, but it's okay. We'll give it some pass points since she's good at the drag strip.
Yeah, she's alright.
Give it a little baby pull here. Dude, every time that gets me, man, this car will move. When it hits full boost, dude, it's gone. It rolls out. There's nothing like that, man. A turbo car, when you get on it and that front end of the car starts to lift, obviously the tires aren't coming off the ground from a roll, but the hood starts lifting up from the weight coming off the front tires. That is literally intoxicating. And then the blow off noise when you let off, man. Gosh, this is a hell of a car. Hell of a car. And the cool thing with these cars is you can get them for literally cheap now. I mean, you can get like a V6 body and swap all the V8 parts that you need in it for cheap. You could probably get a car like this for a F body for a freaking $1,500, $2,000. Probably in fairly decent shape.
Subframe, all that stuff to bolt right in for the LS and all that stuff.
I'll give it a pass on that too. This is
usually you just roll the fuck on it.
Yeah, I call it the 260 unit. For those out there that don't know what a 260 unit is, if you don't have AC, almost every car has a 260 unit. 2 windows down, 60 miles an hour. That is your AC. It's 260 unit. Come on.
Works every time.
Works. Yeah, reliable as it can get. Second gear, you just get on it, and I mean it really is. The only thing I can use to describe it is intoxicating. Yeah. You get on it, and I mean, it just puts you back, and you hang on because you're going for a ride.
Yeah. And that's why I like it being automatic. You know, you ain't gotta worry about none of that right there.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely a positive side to having an automatic. It does take out some of the driver involvement, but on the other side, you're not having to worry about anything. You're just worried about where you're going. Yeah. And when you're at this power level, that's probably the only thing you should have to worry about realistically. One of the most fascinating things about this car, or cars like this car, is how much little money you can have in it and outrun stuff way faster. I mean, if you really think about it, a 700 plus wheel horsepower car. I mean, you know, you have people that go out and buy Hellcats, and just because it says 707, they think that they're making 707. For one, most of the people watching this already know how this works, but maybe not all of you. If a car is rated with a certain horsepower number from the factory, it's crank horsepower. That's measured at the crank. When you dyno a car, the horsepower is measured at the wheels. So that's really that. When I look at horsepower levels, that's what I look at, because it goes through the drivetrain. That counts all your drivetrain loss. So to me, it's not necessarily a more accurate. It's just a more accurate reading of your power to the wheels. So you can take a 600 wheel horsepower car and put it up against a 600 crank horsepower car. The 600 crank horsepower car is going to make less wheel horsepower because it has to go through the drive shaft and the rotating mass of the car. Just a little lesson there, if you will. I'm sure, again, most of you guys know that, but some people don't. But what I was getting at, the Hellcats, says 707 horsepower doesn't mean that's actually what it makes to the wheels. And then also that car weighs freaking 42 or 4,300 pounds, which is like 1,000 pounds more than this. You take 1,000 pounds of weight out of a car and it makes a absolutely monster difference.
ABS or anything like that.
Oh, really?
I did all the brake lines myself, so be cautious.
Yeah. No ABS is something people take for granted, because when mine went out the other day, bro, oh my god.
This thing just locks them up. If you stop too hard, it will just lock them up.
And there ain't no turning when you're locked up. We're gonna jump on the highway real quick just to see how the highway manners are. Now I know the gears are far apart when I said that it has tall gears, but on the highway it runs a pretty high amount of RPMs, right?
Yeah.
Run like 3,000 or something.
Yeah, like 7 mile an hour. It's at like 3,100 RPM.
Yeah, so it'll be up in the RPMs, but that's okay. Fun story. I mean, this isn't like a car that he just parks in his garage and never takes out. So Ryan, last year, again, if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you know what Street Car Takeover is, but it was Street Car Takeover Charlotte of last year. He drove the car down there on the highway, did all the drag racing that he did there, and drove it back. Even if he didn't run a good pass, which he did, even if he didn't run a good pass, that's always a win. We take a turbo street car like this, and he built a really good, almost all of it, right?
What?
The car, the turbo kit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a Huron speed kit, but yeah, I did it.
Right, I mean, he did everything. I mean, when you do that, and I mean, you take it and race the piss out of it and bring it back in the same way that it came, that's always a win. But I'm pretty sure he ran a 10 flat last year. It was a 10 flat.
Yeah, it was a 10-0, terrible 60 foot, pegging the limiter in second. I mean, it was not really a good pass, but I was just happy to go.
Yeah, go and come back and not mess anything up. That's always good.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping and praying that when we get on the highway, there's no car in front of us, but I have a pretty good feeling that there will be. If not, we'll try and get on it a little bit, up to speed. Yeah, like 3,000, 3,500. I mean, it just comes on to boost. Another fun fact, the speedometer does not work on the car, so I have no idea how fast we're going. Ryan tells me if you feel like you're going 70, you're probably going 70, so that's just what I'm going to say if I were to get pulled over. I bet it spools up fast when you're already going 70 on third. Yeah. So we're about to turn onto a road that has a decent little straightaway on it. Most of the time there's no traffic on it. And, we're going to try to get a good, decent little pull, just so you can hear and see the car all out, because it literally is. I mean, a little bit I've got it on the video. It really hasn't even been full throttle yet. I mean, it's definitely rowdy. Alright, so again, first gear is pretty much pointless in this car, because by the time the turbo spools up, you have to shift to second. So we're going to start in second. I'm going to brake boost it just a little bit here, and we're going to take off. God, man. Does that not make you nervous sitting right there?
I'm here for the ride.
Golly. This thing is on a rip, dude.
You feel how much these tires shake when you get on it?
Yeah, you can, well, it's cool because the faster you go, you can almost feel the back lift because the tires are expanding out. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it more than you know. If you're new, slap that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I am doing a giveaway on a GoPro. What model yet, I'm not 100% sure. But again, a giveaway on this size of channel, you're a lot more likely to get it than a giveaway on like a channel with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. You're one of 1,000. So when I hit that mark, make sure that you're subscribed, and you know, somebody lucky will win a GoPro, which will be pretty good. I want to thank Ryan for, if I can get it reversed. I want to thank Ryan for letting me review his car. It's not like a baby, you know, 300 horsepower car. It's a 700 plus horsepower car, which can get you in trouble. So I appreciate you trusting me driving it and all that good stuff. So I'm sure that they'll appreciate it. But again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And until a good day.